Welcome to another landing page feedback. Today we're looking at incognito for Slack, which, as the name suggested, it's a app or a bot for Slack. So let's have a quick look at what the website has. So on the top left corner, as you can see, pretty cool logo. Everybody knows what incognito means. It's when you go in the private mode, when you browse, right? Like the famous incognito that Google Chrome kind of invented, I suppose, and a lot of other browsers now have. So incognito for Slack makes me think of some kind of like browsing without being tracked. On the right-hand side, there is a quick navigation that does not stick to the top of the page. So no call to action here. And then the H1 and then H2, and then we have like a button which obviously, as the name suggested, allows you to add this app or bot to Slack, to your Slack network channel, whichever. And there's a little risk reversal here to basically give your audience, the people on your website, a little heads up that it's a free trial. So hopefully it won't require my credit card. And then here below, there's a nice, immediately like just above the fold, you can see the screenshot of what the product looks like, which gives me a really good quick glance at what the product does. And basically, it seems like you ask question as a manager or some kind of Slack owner, and what you do is you can basically get responses from the people in your community. Very good use of real life mock-ups, right? So this looks exactly as to what the bot would probably look like in Slack, and there's a little touch here with these little images, or rather illustrations of people, that makes it look a little bit more customized. So it's really good because it's like a smart way to catch people's attention. It's not the default screenshot. You can see that you've spent some time to think about this. And then right under, there are some linked, which is really good. Like, so I could click here and learn more about these companies, which at the same time, a lot of companies don't do these kind of links because people end up clicking on it and then forget about your main app. But it's good that you have like some proof here, testimonials that this tool that you've built is actually being used by real businesses. So this is a two-sided sword or a double-edged sword or whatever the expression is. And then what happens here is you jump into a little bit of the features of your app, and it also answers why these features are important to you. So pulse checks so that you have visibility on the topics that matter to you. Anonymous aliases, so basically your team is always protected. There are a two-way conversation, which probably means the manager and the people in the team can pretty much conversate without being tracked. And then free-form feedback. So there's more basically other features, which are basically showing you that not only you can ask questions as a poll, but you also can interact, and you can do all kind of like feedback analysis and feedback back and forth. So basically, you're basically trying to show that this is a very flexible tool without saying it's flexible, which makes sense. Again, there's a call to action here with the same risk reversal, start your free trial. And then here you're basically kind of showing the use cases for it. So how would you use it? Well, you can do an AMA, you can give like feedback to the people in your team, or if people have questions. And then there is a strong social proof here with the name of the founder, the title, and the company for which the person works at. You also have like a link here for ideas. I guess this makes sense in the context of this section here. I'm not sure why you've placed check out more ideas under the testimonial from Fabrice Hayat. And then we jump into the pricing page, and this is on the home page. So very cool that you have a slider, so immediately you can at a glance see how much you'd be paying. I guess most companies, who get started have very few people, so you still get 75 a month. It's free forever, so you can have the choice between the paid option and the free forever option, which is very, very well, it's limited clearly. So you've done really good here on the pricing page. You've highlighted what the recommended pricing is, why you should use it, and the slider makes it super simple to understand how much I'll be paying. On top of that, you're saying try free for 2 weeks, which I could have missed if I hadn't scrolled. A lot of people just they look at the price, they're like, yeah, it's not for me. I don't want to pay. I'll just go with the free forever one. So maybe try to use this, try for free for 2 weeks. Maybe you should introduce this concept up here. So pricing, and then you get a premium plan for 2 weeks for free, or maybe you move it up here at the top. That's probably good. And then obviously an FAQ shows what are the biggest questions that prospective customer would ask you, and they're hopefully answered here. That would be my first question. Are these really anonymous? So good job in finding what those questions are, because that's ultimately what's going to make people stick and click or not. And if more questions, you can email. Now, question for you is, why didn't you make this mail to hyperlink? And then finally, there's some social icons and a very, very short and to the point footer. So I like this page. It's very, very neat. The only thing that I would change is, I guess, the blog. I would probably add a little bit of footer content from the blog. So for example, I'm pretty sure if I open your blog, actually, I'm going to do it now. There is a lot of good stuff in here. Yeah, for this one, why should you use anonymous feedback? So you could have a section in your footer that's called, for product, and then, you have product, and then it's why use this, right? So it just helps you navigate without having to click through the blog and then finding, oh, you only have one blog post? Okay. I guess this is a different setup. You have use cases here. So this is good that you have this information here. I wonder if I can access this from the homepage. Let's see. There's a use case. Okay, here, check out more ideas to get started. So this is how you do it. All right. So you could have linked these as buttons here. So read more under each of these, so people can read more of your ideas. Like I mentioned earlier, you could have placed this call to action, this link, a little bit further up so that people can express, or rather understand really how to use your tool. Interesting, grow faster. You can find opportunities. Okay, cool. Yeah, this page here is very useful, I think. And it probably gives you a really good understanding of, if you're a first timer like me, I've never asked questions like HR questions in Slack. This is probably a good page to get started. So I'm glad you thought about it. I just think you can resurface it a little bit better. The pricing, like I said, pretty good. Just if you're going to offer 2 weeks for free, probably say it a bit earlier. Another thing that I didn't mention probably is start your free trial. It's good, but it could be better. Do you require my credit card? How does that work? Do I put it, if I press here, add to Slack, what's going to happen? I can see it's asking information. Okay, so it's going to redirect me. What happens here? Okay, it's going to just say, do you want to add this? Cool, okay. All right, so you don't ask for credit card, it seems. So that's pretty cool. So maybe just say that. A lot of people just are afraid. If I click this, they'll still ask for a credit card, even if it's a free trial. So maybe that's what you want to do. But other than that, the only other concern I have about this page is just the fact that I don't know who you are. So a little bit about the background about you be cool on this page. Maybe like your face as a bubble here saying, hey, I built this app because me and my friends wanted to share info anonymously on Slack and we couldn't do it. I guess if I click on about, oh, there you go. Yeah, so it's up here. Cool. So you have to literally dig a little bit. So maybe a reminder that there's an about page somewhere on your landing page could probably work out in your favor. It's nice that you already have everything on here. Like you have the page ready. You just need to basically make it like a banner or something, like a tiny section before the footer of your page, I think. Yeah, so I think that's everything. And I really like this app. I'll keep it in mind for sure. If I have the need, I think this is definitely a great idea. It beats a Google form, right? So, okay. Well, that's everything I have. If you enjoyed this breakdown and my thoughts on your page and the few tweaks that you could do, consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll do more of these as they come through. All right. Thanks. Have a good day.